argue with friends about? Something that there might be a problem.
Boyfriend!
Okay, we need something specific though. Politics certainly, but...
Boyfriend!
Say again?
Sleeping with your wife!
Your wife. Okay, I need something specific. Something that's in the news or something that... South Africa. How does that sound?
Communism!
Hello, I'm Phyllis Donahue, and this is my show live from Chicago, New York, and tonight, Santa Cruz. Hello, Santa Cruz, glad you can come to the show. You know, tonight we have on our show two incredible people that are talking tonight about South Africa, and I think we're going to learn a little something tonight. Let's please bring them to the stage for me, please. Come on, let's hear it for our two experts. Of course, I am Phyllis Donahue, and you are...
Vera Thane.
Vera Thane. Well, it's good to have you on our show. Of course, we've read a lot of your books, a lot of your dissertations, and your feelings on South Africa are, of course...
Set them free. Free, free, set them free. Ow, baby, ow.
I see. Okay, and we're going to get back to you, of course, and our other guest today, of course, goes by the name of...
Margaret Thatcher.
Well, Margaret Thatcher. Well, it's so lucky that we got you booked on the show. So good that you can get away from England at this time. And how do you feel, of course, about South Africa, just for those of you who haven't been watching the news?
Well, obviously I support the government, and I've actually sent their leaders a little slogan, every white voter should vote for Bota.
Ooh, this is going to be an exciting show. Can you feel the energy in the air? I think you can. All right, Vera, we're going to get back to you. Free, free, set them free.
Ow, baby, ow.
There you go. I've got to know exactly what this means.
Well, this means that I think all the white people should vacate because it's just so damn hot anyway. And they should just go back to where they came from. And I think everything should be done, you know, get the people out of the mines, get them into the streets, and just let them live where they want to live, preferably where there's water and food.
A good point, Vera Thane. And again, get your questions ready because, of course, I'm going to be doing my famous wade through the audience, and we know that's exciting because you can touch me, too. All right. Let's get back to you, Margaret Thatcher. Some of your policies have been touted in the news as rather neo-fascist.
Don't be silly. Of course, the Queen and I do agree just a little bit at a time. But the government in South Africa, I think, has its definite place in the world market. Some of these lovely diamonds I'm wearing this evening came from South Africa. And as you know, your Prime Minister has to look as good as she can. And where do you think the Queen got those for her tiara? Where did Fergie get those lovely little jewels she was wearing when she married Prince Andrew? We have to keep the traditions going.
But you could get those on TV for like 10 bucks. Well, it's the same.
Okay, all right. I need some feedback here. Help me. How do you people feel about South Africa and Margaret and Vera? Anybody? Just anybody. Pardon? What about animal skins?
What about them?
Sir, we're talking about South Africa today. A lot of people would think that that's a pretty racist
animal
view.
skin. I think you deserve it.
Now there we go. Now there are many lovely animal skins to be had in the wild of South Africa. Now, if we didn't keep the black people and the natives downtrodden and force them to go out into the jungles for their food, where would we get those lovely skins?
Mrs. Thatcher, is it true that Leon Spinks is your illegitimate child?
Yes, there's an important question here. Thank you, sir. Is Leon Spinks your illegitimate child?
Yes, but we're not going to announce it until he gets that little gap filled in.
I say, anybody else, help me out here. I need some feedback. This is a very, very important question of our time. South Africa, we have people somewhere in the world feeling downtrodden, as Ms. Thatcher said, and it's not...
Cause a revolution.
Why doesn't Vera Thane just get up and cause a revolution, goddammit?
Well, I've tried. But being a white guy, they didn't take me personally. And sometimes, you know, it's just hard going up. I stick out like a sore thumb. And I don't have a lot of followers. I would do it if I could, but then we get into the whole question of violence and stuff, and violence begets violence, and it'd be just so simple as say, hey guys, come on, let's just move into town.
Okay, something we can all take a look. And yes, right here, ma'am. I can't reach you, of course.
Margaret, how do you deal with the
Mrs. Thatcher.
Oh,
Whatever happened to
excuse her.
Mr. Thatcher?
How do you deal with the contradiction that you deny blacks to rule themselves because they're undereducated, but you deny blacks education to rule themselves?
Because if they could understand that question, we'd all be in trouble.
Again, problems in our town. Anybody else? Anybody have a question? Any feedback? Just how do you feel about this subject? Yes, way over here. Of course, I can't get to you. But please come forward or yell it out.
I would like Mrs. Thatcher to perhaps let down her guard for a moment. On a more person-to-person level about the whole racist reprisals that are going on. How do you feel about this? As people to people,
All right, Mrs. Thatcher, how do you feel? Now, just one-on-one, people to people, gal to gal, person to person. Let down your guard, take off your bra, burn your girdle. Do something to talk to us as a human being. I'm sorry, there was a little bit of an editorial comment back here. Something about you being a witch, I think.
I'll get you, my pretty little dog.
All right, snap out of it.
That's what happens when you eat too many biscuits.
This is an important question. This woman here feels as though you're being just a politico. You're not really dealing with the thing as a human.
Well, it's actually true that I do not deal with it as a human because, well, I guess we can let the cat out of the bag, as it were. I am a go-bot. I was invented by the Reagan administration, and you know, the president has to come over every once in a while and sort of charge up my batteries.
And Nancy's spare parts. I knew this all along.
All right, this is a family show. Let's keep it clean, okay? Anybody else feeling good about this? Feeling bad about this? Come on, I need some feedback. Work with me here, people.
What's constructive engagement by any other name?
Pardon?
What's constructive engagement by any other name?
What is constructive engagement by any other name?
Those big words. They don't have any crossword puzzles or things like that in South Africa. A constructive engagement to me is, you know, you go out and you meet somebody and you say, hey, let's get married.
I think Fergie and Andrew had a very constructive engagement.
All right, I'm going to throw a word out here. It's a word that has been in the papers. It's a word that causes people's hearts to beat and their fevers to rise. Apartheid. That's the word. Deal with it.
That's the word, I'm sorry. Well, I think apartheid has stimulated a lot of people as I've been watching your particular country here. I think it's rather cute that you put all your energy into taking care of the problems in some country that's thousands and thousands of miles away, whereas you're not dealing with your own country. I think that's very, very dear. It's very safe to take care of another country rather than your own.
Right, like all the people who can't afford to turn the heater on, so they kind of starve in the winter in London. Isn't that true?
Oh, yes, that's true.
So the same applies, like you're worried about South Africa and you got people going down in the coal mines.
That's right, you have to have the varying levels of people, and unfortunately in South Africa the levels just keep going down below the ground.
We have another question.
Tube.
We have another question here. Yes.
Yes, Margaret Thatcher, Bishop Tutu was recently quoted as saying that the West could go to hell. How do you feel about that?
For those who didn't hear, Bishop Tutu recently said the West could go to hell. How do you feel about that?
I think you should join the American Ballet.
Okay.
That's a little inside joke we have about Bishop Tutu.
Real inside.
Actually, the West is going to go straight to hell, but I'm going to be in charge down there too.
All right. Anyone else? With a question over here?
Yeah, over here.
Over here. Yes.
I'd like to ask Phyllis where she gets her suits.
Again, a really important question of our times. Where do I get my suits? Well, it's Dicker and Dicker of London, England. It's 6060609. Yes? You have a question, Vera?
Well, you bought your suit in a country that supports apartheid.
Ooh,
about that, Phyllis?
ooh, what a mistake. Ooh,
Yeah, what a giveaway.
bummer on my chummer, really.
I might have to give you a burst after the show.
I think in some ways I'd enjoy that. Anybody else with a question at all? Because we got to wrap this up. You know?
Prince Charles sodomy case for the
All right, there's just something to wrap it all up. Something to take right out of the front pages of the papers today. How is Prince Charles' sodomy rap coming?
Well, it's coming along quite well. As you know, my husband is a supporter of Prince Charles, and he's behind him all the way.
All right, that's all the time we have. Thank you very, very much.